Hey, welcome back. We've got more Age of Empires 4 for you here. Thanks for tuning in, as always. This is another one of my placement matches for the ranked season, and we've slowly been increasing in the skill level of our opponents. This time I'm on Dry Arabia, playing as the Abbasid dynasty, and my opponent, Oasis7190, is also playing the Abbasid, so it's an Abbasid mirror match. Abbasid's a really popular pick here on Dry Arabia, and I wasn't really sure how to approach this game, but I decided let's try the Ram Rush build and see how it goes. Because if my opponent is going to fast expand, he's not going to be spending wood on military structures or on outposts. He's just going to be trying to get out that second town center. And if I can get a ram into his base, he'll have to pull villagers, which is the correct move, by the way. I'm still waiting for an opponent to recognize that all you need to do to deal with this ram rush is pull all of your villagers and just have them attack the ram. Maybe lose one or two of them to a spear, the spear ball that I have, and then send your villagers back to work. The moment the ram's gone, there's just not really an issue. So I'm aging up, I'm getting my economic wing. You're going to see my opponent start to gather stone. And I kind of make a mistake here. I should really use my first 150 wood to put down a barracks. But instead, I decide to put down a house. So right here, I get 150. And rather than going for the barracks, I go for a house. I could really have gotten started on the barracks. This house wasn't really needed for maybe another 10, 15, 20 seconds. And instead, I could have had this barracks up a lot faster. And honestly, I don't think I should have my lumberjacks building this barracks. I could probably have my villagers who are on food building this barracks. So we're producing our spearmen. We're gonna get maybe six spearmen. We're gonna rally them into sort of a nearby his base. And you can see, okay, he's going for the second base here, and he's gonna get up to 300 stone, 400 wood, and he's dropped down the second expansion. I believe it's right here. So he's going for his second town center. I spend my wood on a battering ram, and of course a handful of spearmen. So I'm ready to attack. I'm also bringing a villager forward, and now I'm deciding what my targets are. I'm going to put down an outpost here, and I can put a second outpost over here. I really want to get rid of this gold vein, and I decide let's go for the archery range, because that's where he's going to be producing units. Fortunately, I get a spearman on his scout who started to harass my villager, but the moment he puts his villagers into his town center, they start firing at my spearmen, and that's a problem. These garrisoned units can fire at my army rather than just having to target this battering ram. But we're dealing damage to his buildings. We're going to start burning down what we can. If he sends his archers forward, or if he sends his villagers forward, we'll attack them with the spears. I'm not sure. Okay, looks like he decided to not go for it. I really think the move right there was to just send all your villagers to burn down the battering ram. Who cares if one or two spearmen kill, or if you lose one or two villagers to spearmen? It's really not that big of an issue. He wisely recognizes that this villager is an issue and is targeting down the villager. I take out my spearman who was inside of the battering ram, and I'm having him attack the archers, but you can see they're already an issue here. We're knocking down the archery range. That's good. He should have sent these villagers ages ago to burn down this ram. And just seeing how even a pretty sloppy cleanup of my attack, it really is pretty easy to defend against this ram rush. I might stop doing it after seeing this replay, because I mean, he's still got 7 villagers in here. Those villagers could have been outside attacking the ram. Although he is house blocked now. You can see he's trying to produce. Okay, now he's no longer house blocked. So what can I do on the back end of this? Well, we're gonna put a arrow slits on the outpost that's guarding his gold. So now his villagers are gonna start getting shot at. And if he doesn't respond, yeah, he's gonna lose a villager. Oh, we got one. Look at that, he's even sending more villagers. Yeah, you do not want to send them over there. So he really wants to get gold, but he can't get it from over here. So he's probably gonna go to these golds, and I've parked my scout over here to watch. The idea here being I'll make horsemen and start harassing his gold. I should really cancel a few horsemen here and put them on this other stables. And honestly, I have a lot of food and a decent chunk of wood. I can be making way more horsemen than this. Though it looks like I'm spending some wood to get down some more food structures over here. So now we're gonna send the horsemen out. Our target is gonna be this gold vein. I don't see my opponent putting down an outpost just yet. Looking at my opponent's current resources, plenty of food, trying to get up to that 600 gold to age up to the castle age. If we look at income, yeah, he's not really going for wood. I'm still going for a bit of stone, although that's starting to drop. Now we're beginning our harassment, and he puts down an outpost, perhaps not even realizing that I was coming to attack. And so now I'm targeting down villagers. I actually queued up them to target fire a few of these villagers. And really I should be going after the ones that are building this outpost, but I'll just take what I can get. Meanwhile, he has a few of his archers attacking my villagers down here. I'm going to lose one to these archers. Pretty bold of him to send them forward. And now that there's 5 villagers in this outpost, I'm really not that concerned. I should probably have had these horsemen continue to attack the villagers. Yeah, I wish these... Okay, good. I grabbed the horsemen, and now I'm targeting down the low villagers. I don't know why he sent them back to work. They're all so low. I mean, we can just kill these villagers. We don't care about the archer fire. Yep, we're just going to chase down all the injured ones. And now the 2 town center advantage that my opponent had, it's really just not there anymore because I've killed off a decent chunk. We're still getting villagers up here. This outpost with the villagers is not doing enough. And if he wants to harass me with archers, I'm still making horsemen. It's really not an issue. And behind all of that, we were able to get up a 3rd town center. So now we're at triple town centers. And we're fending off archers. It's really not that bad. We can probably stop producing, or at least just make a few more horsemen to harass. And there you go. We clean it all up. We're gonna continue to expand out here to grab all of this food. I mean, just look at all these food resources here. We've got deer, we've got berries, we've got more deer. So we're just gonna put down outposts and mills over here and just take advantage of all of this. Because I have so much wood, but I don't have really many ways of getting food. And my opponent makes it to the castle age because he was able to mine up all this gold. And he already had a sufficient amount of food. And I'm just gonna back away with my horsemen. We're still getting kills up here. My scout is just paying attention to when the villagers go back to work. And now he's retreating them back to his town center. But even then, if I see the villagers, I'm gonna attack. Yep, we're just targeting down these villagers. As long as you target fire them, oof, and then we immediately back away. These horsemen are looking for villagers as well. We're gonna go after his wood line. He really just did not produce any units. He's playing so greedy. It's just way too greedy. Nice, get a villager there. Probably need to back off because it looks like, yeah, he's got his castle age units being produced now. Some man-at-arms, some crossbowmen. We gotta get out. It's good the horsemen were engaging with the crossbowmen, but time to leave. And of course back here, we're just gonna keep bouncing back and forth, getting those kills. Oh, maybe we can get this villager. Oh, nope, she's gonna retreat inside. All right, these horsemen don't have long. And he's sending, oh, that's a lot of villagers. Why is he sending so many villagers over here? Oh, he's out of food resources to gather. So he has to go for these berries. And he has to go for this gold, so he's probably just going to focus on defending this area. And so be it. We've still got horsemen over here, and we are getting up to the third age as well. By the time his really slow man-at-arms and crossbowmen make it over to my side of the map, I should have aged up by then, and I can defend myself fairly easily. Okay, this wolf needs to stop. Thank you. Once I age up, what are we going to grab? Well, we're definitely going to grab the preservation of knowledge. And we are going to make sure we have plenty of military production, which it looks like we do. We have quite a bit. And we get, again, this free preview of his army by having an outpost in his base. It's a lot of infantry, a mixture of spearmen and man-at-arms with a few crossbowmen to back it up. I still think the answer here is to make knights, crossbowmen, and man-at-arms. Just basically have all of my production buildings, my military production buildings, just making castle age units, and we'll just overwhelm him with numbers. So we're getting 4 knights, 3 man-at-arms, 4 crossbowmen, and we can make a mangonel if we really want, but instead I'm going to make a springald in case my opponent brings a mangonel against me. And with these horsemen, I'm going to continue to harass whenever I can, sending these horsemen in to see if I can't find some of his villagers up here. We're just keeping them ready because I noticed this going on. Love these outposts here. I immediately retreat my villagers because I know this is not a safe spot for them. Checking to see if I can get springald emplacements on these outposts, but it looks like I just have an arrow emplacement on this one. And I decide, okay, let's send in the horsemen. Oh, there's a keep here. Not much we can do about that. And it looks like he's getting down a mosque. Over here, however, I'm confident. I'm almost positive I can beat this ball of units that he has. The springald is going to work on his battering ram. It's a great answer. And if I can keep these horsemen on the back lines taking out these crossbowmen, that's going to be really good. Yeah, we're really getting at the soft targets back here. That's really good. If my spearmen could just tank a little bit on these front lines, then my archers can start to clean up. But it's a hell of a battle. He's got these really tanky man-at-arms units, which only my crossbowmen can really deal with. I've still got a knight leading the way, still charging down units, and that's it. We take care of the attack. I built up a good amount of wood behind all of that, and we're really starting to run out of our leftover food sources. So we're going to grab up as much as we can, but then start putting down farms because we are researching agriculture. So farms are going to become a good option. But now I'm kind of macroing a little bit. I'm thinking, okay, I survived the Castle Age push. What can we start to do? One thing we can do is we can start collecting relics off the map, and we can also start getting our upgrades now that we have the preservation of knowledge. So I decided to go double blacksmiths. We're going to start researching. And of course, because we won that battle, we're going to put on some pressure. Burning down the outpost over here. My units are duking it out over here against the man-at-arms. These knights are going to do really well against these units. And we can also take care of the springald back here. He's bringing in some camel archers, decent against my lancers, and pretty good against the veteran spearmen. Man, look at the double damage they deal. But I've just got so many heavily armored units here. Now we can move on to this outpost over here. Not really any siege units, but I'm going to put down a battering ram over here to apply some pressure. And I'm hoping to use these units here to harass down his villagers that are out here in these fields. Vision still feels pretty good. I've at least got some scouts mixed in with my army. I want to make sure I keep doing that. Migrated my villagers over to this lumber, which is good because we were pretty much chopping down all of this. There's the blacksmith upgrades, looking good. And now we can use a ram against his House of Wisdom. Looks like he's gone the exact same wings as me. Economic and culture. bringing his units forward. We might be able to defend this, but this battering ram is not long for this world. So we're just going to defend this one and hope for the best. Although he's got a lot of man-at-arms here. I need more crossbowmen in this mix. Although it looks like we're taking them out. That's pretty good. Now maybe we can take out some villagers while they're just standing around, but my units will probably target the camel archers, but we'll see. Looks like we're starting to target down, yeah, we're starting to target down villagers, that's good. And now I see a mangonel shot come from the back lines. Now I'm like, oh, okay. Looks like he's sending in the mangonels. He's also going for a conversion here, but my units are already dead. He has 3 imams. I'm not sure what he was planning, but we're gonna snatch up all the relics that we can. We're already at 2, hoping to get up to 3. We find some of his mangonels just out behind the enemy lines, and yeah, we're just gonna burn these down when we get the chance. I try to go after this imam with the relic, but doesn't quite work out. And all of his villagers are really running around. I'm not sure where they're headed. This knight coming to the rescue of this imam. He's forever grateful. He's just so happy he gets to go home with his relic. And now, I mean, we've switched to a farm economy. We've had our 3 town centers producing nonstop. We're at 116 villagers. We are ready to make it to the Imperial Age and finish out this game. Opponent's been putting up some of a fight, and this keep is definitely preventing me from harassing much more of him, but he's basically tucked into this corner. And if we can start to lay down a siege line, then we're gonna win this game. I send knights forward thinking that I'll harass his farmlands that are back here and over here. Instead, I find mangonels. This is the disadvantage to not having walls near your base. These knights can just run in and burn down your siege units. Oof. Now I'm like, okay, get to the backside, try to find his villagers, but not really successful there. Oh, maybe a villager there. We're taking sacred sites. We've got our springald. We're gonna start mixing in mangonels. We're gonna hold off on making trebuchets because we're already aging up. No need to get some outdated technology when we're on the way to bombards. We got some of our upgrades. Would love to see more of them get queued up. We've definitely got lots of gold, but I may be waiting. Looks like I'm spending it on, yeah, looks like more siege units like springalds. Not sure if I need the springalds. I run into his army, but they apparently are just on a move order. So we engage and his units don't respond. Very awkward. So I decide to engage. We're gonna put down a keep. We'll use the mangonel. Oh, huge mangonel shots. We're gonna get another great one right here. Just look at the mangonel shots raining down. Now he realizes what's going on, but it's too late. His man-at-arms are already shredded. And we're just gonna send more crossbowmen at them. Oh, it was a big cleanup. Just look at all the bodies here. Yeah, we lost a lot of knights to the spearmen, but now we're gonna move in with all of these mangonels. We're securing this sacred site with the keep, and we've already got this one with a handful of units, so my opponent is officially on a timer. And the best part is, after capturing the sacred site, I finally found the last relic. I had 3, he had 1 because he tried to convert my units over here. I finally got this last one. I believe I notice it and just send it back to my base. But I'm feeling good with these units I've got here. I'm grabbing every upgrade imaginable. Just look at all these upgrades. That's wild. And now we're moving in. I'm hoping to use my next wood and gold batch on bombards, but I'm gonna see what he's got before we start spending. It looks like villagers are building a stone wall tower. I'm gonna attack with my mangonels. Look at how big the mangonels are when they're packed up. And look at how little they are when they're unfolded. That's silly. Yeah, look at them. They just like completely expand. Oh well. We're using the mangonels to target down these man-at-arms, but they're not going to make it. We've got enough crossbowmen here, about 8 crossbowmen to deal with man-at-arms when they come at us. This stone wall tower is surprisingly resilient, but we're going to go for it with our mangonels. But seeing this, and seeing how there's no more army, we're going to go for bombards. If we can get these bombards out to the front lines, we're just going to start tearing through his base, start attacking all these production buildings. Because we've set up a good line here. He's starting to wall off, but the center of his base is still exposed. We're putting down battering rams, because it can't hurt to have battering rams. Spring alts, they're destroying my mangonels, but oh, those poor villagers, they all just got clipped by all the mangonel shots. I know these mangonels aren't going to survive, because these spring alts are just so good against them. Looks like we might actually pull it off. Nope, we're switching, going for the villagers, which is the right call. I mean, we're just slaughtering those villagers. Now the battering rams are going to come forward, and we should have, yeah, the first bombards making their way onto the field. I have tons of food piled up, and I need to transfer a lot of these lumberjacks over to the other spot right here. We're in his base, killing his dudes. It's as simple as that. We're burning down his buildings. These battering rams are knocking everything down. This stone wall tower never got finished. It's not looking good for my opponent. I think he's going to tap out here pretty shortly. He's going for a pretty desperate keep play here, but I'm just going to send my archers to start dealing with all these villagers. And he's not going to like what comes after this. Bombard. These bombards are just going to take down the keep the moment it's even built. Look at that. It's not even going to be built with any HP. I think that was just about it for him. Archers, crossbowmen doing work. We're tearing down everything in his base. It's a good game. I liked my macro, especially. I was able to get up to 3 bases, and I balanced my economy pretty well and pretty quickly. I got plenty of production buildings. Just look at them all tucked back here. Hoping for more ranked placement matches like this, because this one was pretty good. Hopefully you'll be around for the next one. Catch you next time.